Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. It is a gift that you give to me to be here to talk about wonderful things, all things meditation. In today's message, we are going to be talking about how to clear your mind for more positive thinking. So, thank you on this beautiful Aloha Day for being here. Yes, so you are awareness disguised as a person, as Eckhart Tolle has said in his books. So, what does exactly clearing the clutter, what does that mean to you? Does it mean clearing your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, which is a wonderful thing? Controlling your thoughts gives you freedom, access to all things, access to life, access to happiness that you may not have known if your mind is cluttered with all of the thinking that you have been given, all of the thoughts that you have been given, all of the dictates, the programming that you have. So, what does it mean to you? Does it mean being positive as opposed to negative? Does it mean stopping your thoughts, which is, of course, a very happy subject for me? Does it mean, you know, when you clear the clutter, does it just mean clearing your room? Is that what it means? Does it mean controlling your mind and making your mind into an ally and not an adversary? Is that what it means? So there are four distinct steps to clearing the clutter in your mind so that you can think more positively. That's the idea. You know, when you are truly embracing the idea of awareness as opposed to being this person, that you are that you are awareness, then you also include the idea that with that awareness, you can make changes in your mind, you can make changes in your life to being more happy and more positive. So,
Welcome to Success Through Meditation. I'm Shakti, coming to you from a lineage of enlightenment to help you to see, honor, and love the light within yourself so that you can see, honor, and love the light within others.
so there are four very distinct steps, right? Because before you learn to stop thought, you learn to control thought. And before you learn to control thought, you learn how to focus on a very specific thing, whatever it is that you have in mind, right? And before we learn to focus, we learn how to become present, present, right here, right now, because that is the key to being happy. What has happened in the past has no relevance in this moment, other than the relevance that you give it. What will happen in the future, as many times we can be very anxious about what the future holds, doesn't present itself in this moment unless you allow it. It's up to you to learn to control your mind, to learn to have the ability to be present, to be positive. And that's the idea here. So, of course, to gain mastery in any endeavor, you have to practice, right? You have to practice, whether you're learning the piano, the violin, tennis, golf, um, which, by the way, I have become very, very excited about. Golf is a wonderful thing, a wonderful metaphor. That game is a metaphor for life, being surrounded in beauty, being impeccable, practicing. Anything that you want to master takes practice, doesn't it? Recently, we had the great and wonderful privilege to be at Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is one of, if not the uh, best, most beautiful golf course in the world. It is in California in a most beautiful area. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday about golf, one of our neighbors, and he was going out for a round. And I asked him where he was going, and we talked about the different places here on Maui, the different golf courses. And I said, yeah, you know, it was amazing. We got to go to Pebble recently. And he said, oh, I said, isn't it amazing? Isn't it beautiful? He said, it's heaven. It's heaven. And that is exactly how it felt. So pristine, so perfect, so beautiful on the ocean with greens that were just amazing, with fairways that were just jaw-dropping. Very, very beautiful on the ocean. Of course, we didn't play Pebble. We're not at that level in any way, shape, or form, but one of our attendees at this event was. He has played Pebble hundreds of times. He's a wonderful, beautiful friend of ours. And so he can speak of it. We did, however, get to go and putt. We got on the putting green there at Pebble, so that was a lot of fun. But the idea is that happiness and heaven on earth are absolutely at your disposal. They're right at your fingertips, wherever and however you'd like to experience that. But it takes a mind that is free from the negativity, the sadness that this world can and oftentimes does bring you. So, to master anything, you must practice. And in the beginning, it's not going to be so easy, is it? So, with meditation, the thoughts, you're trying to master stopping thought. And in the very beginning, you may not realize how much you've been thinking, that every millisecond, your mind is giving you more and more thoughts, that you're thinking more and more about things that maybe you don't want to think about anymore. Maybe you've outgrown that thought. Maybe you've outgrown that idea. Maybe you're a different person now. Do you know that our bodies completely regenerate their cells every 7 years? Seems like a lot sooner to me, but they do. Every 7 years, your body completely regenerates itself. So why not take those moments in time to change something for the better? And so we practice. Any discipline that you want to master requires practice. And with meditation, we are learning to be peaceful. We're learning to practice peace within. To learn to control our minds is the same as it is with anything. We practice. Meditation in the beginning, your thoughts are just all over the place. It seems that when we sit to quiet our thinking, to clear the clutter, it gets worse. It does. This is all very, very normal. It feels worse than it was before. And so we learn to believe. We learn to trust. We learn to have faith that all of those who have come before us have something that we want to attain. They know something that we are wanting to learn. And so we learn to believe. We discipline ourselves to practice. We come into contact maybe with a teacher who can transmit energy, and you learn more quickly. You learn the ability to meditate, to master meditation, to quiet the mind through experience. This is why we have retreats all over the world. Our next one will be here in Maui. In May is what we're looking at right now. So that you can experience the healing waters, the healing wind, the healing energy, the peaceful energy of this incredible place out in the middle of the Pacific. Experience. One experience with peace, with quiet, with calm, helps you to move forward with peace and control. So the four steps in this meditation practice is number one, to become aware. Become aware and present in this moment. Be right here, right now. not thinking about what you're going to do, not thinking about what you did, not thinking about what you gained or lost. Be present right here. No future, no past, only this moment. And then in mastering meditation, the second thing that you would want to do is to learn to focus. You learn to focus on an object. You learn to focus on maybe a yantra, maybe a mantra that you find beautiful, that you find lovely, that empowers you. We have many mantras available to us. The primary and highest mantra of all would be Om. Chant Om if you know no other mantras. Chant Om. And for those of you who may not know how to chant this one syllable, you might try something like this. Om. Before you meditate, you might try chanting Om 108 times. 108 is a very holy number. You can look up the reasons why, but 108 times before you meditate. Chanting a mantra as gazing is not what I would consider meditation itself. Meditation, the way that I have been taught, is to really still your mind, calm your thoughts. And that's what we're leading up to in learning how to focus. So you might focus on a mantra, a yantra, the music that we have, that we play on our webinars is filled with enlightenment. So that if you focus on every note in the music that you hear, it will take you really high. It's fun. Try different things. Maybe if you're meditating for 15 minutes, you might try a mantra and then keeping your eyes open for a little bit and then quieting and letting it all go so that eternity can do with you what it will. Try different things. Even in one meditation, try different things. Quarter it up, third it up, whatever it is that feels good to you. Okay? We're learning to focus to the exclusion of all else. You focus on a mantra, a yantra, the horizon, the music, a candle flame, a flower, anything that raises your vibration, raises your thinking, makes you happier. You focus. And then number 3, we learn to control thoughts. You become aware and you change your thinking. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how many negative thoughts you have in your mind? Now, a lot of these negative thoughts can come in the shield or in the guise, uh, the appearance of being funny, but indeed they are very negative. And I have always said, I've always taught my children and my grandchildren and anyone who will listen that anything that is funny at the expense of another being isn't funny. At the expense. Now, of course, we're with friends, we laugh at each other. That's not what I'm talking about. Anything that is playful and loving. But when it becomes unloving, unkind, not only with someone around you, but with someone who doesn't sit in the room that you're in, it isn't funny. It's unkind to make fun of another person, of another being in general. And we have to be careful because what ends up happening is that over time, these beings that we made fun of are demonized. they become demonized by not only ourselves, but of others. You know, we've all grown up with different jokes about different groups of people. I don't find this funny at all. And all we have to do is take a look at our world in this very moment to see what happens when we denigrate, when we make fun of, when we see others as less than. In our world, there has always been a less than of others who are darker than we are. But yet, but yet, people who are very white want more color, don't they? Look at them all on the beach with their tanning oils, right? It's a strange, strange world we live in. I remember when I found this out, I was a young adult. I learned that in the Latin community, for instance, which I am half a part of, or I am totally a part of in my heart and my soul, I'm completely a part of all of humanity because of all of the lifetimes that we've led. I feel a kinship with each and every one of my human brothers and sisters. But I remember finding out that, oh, wow, you're telling me that you think less of them because they have darker skin than you? What is this? What is this? Well, there are many terms for it, but it is something that you can change in your mind to not denigrate anyone else for a laugh. Find something else to be laughing about. Maybe something you did. You can laugh about that. Certainly, when I was a young singer, I would laugh at myself on stage all the time because of all the mistakes I made. And you know what I ended up hearing was that I sounded better when I laughed. Well, it's true. It opens up your vocal cords. But anyway, that's another subject for another time. But laughing at ourselves, laughing at things that happen to us, those are those are fun. Not to denigrate yourself. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about that either. No. So we're talking about controlling our thinking to keep our thoughts happy and positive and not at the expense of any other being, right? There are lots of things to laugh about, lots of things that can be funny, lots of things that are funny. And we can laugh and have a good time together, right? So you turn your thoughts into your allies by being more positive about them, by taking them out of those other darker realms. You can make your thinking your ally. You replace the negative thinking with the positive thinking. That's what learns to happen in step 3 as you have, number 1, become aware of yourself and your thinking. Number 2, you've learned to focus. And now number 3, you're learning to control your thinking. You're learning to control your thinking by replacing your negative thinking with positive thinking. And of course, you learn to align your thinking with the person that you now are or want to become. You affirm yourself in the present as the beautiful, light-filled, loving, kind being that you want to be. And of course, hang out with people who are already that. It's very helpful. When you hang out with those who are negative and who denigrate people and who do get a laugh out of denigrating others, you begin to change into a more negative part of yourselves. But You can turn it around. You really can. You can turn it all around. And you do that by becoming present, be right here, and speaking about yourself in the present tense. I am kind. I have my grandbabies do this all the time. I am smart. I am kind. I am resilient. I am loving. I am beautiful. I am inclusive. These are all of the things to tell yourself on a constant basis. And of course, first thing when you wake up in the morning, as Louise Hay says in her books, tell yourself, I love you. It's very important to love yourselves, to learn to love yourselves. Most of us have not been taught this one very simple and very important aspect of living, and that is to love yourselves. So tell yourself every morning, look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Love yourselves as others love you. Love yourselves as I love you. Love yourselves. And when you learn to be present, you will learn how to control your thinking so that you have more self-control. This is the idea. So we're still on number 3, learning how to control your thoughts. But then we move into number 4 of learning to master meditation, and that is learning to stop thought. You begin to focus on the time between thoughts, because there is time between thoughts. It may be a millisecond, it may be a second, and eventually it will turn into many seconds, a minute, many minutes. You learn to focus on the time between your thoughts. And this grows over time, this discipline, this control. With consistency in this discipline that you're wanting to master, with consistency, you begin to learn how to exercise the mind for your benefit as your ally, not your adversary. Most people consider their minds to be their adversary. It gets them into trouble, right? You hear that quite a bit. But it's just like being in the gym. You need to go on a consistent basis. The longer that you have been training, the more mastery you gain. The more you practice, the better you become. It's really simple. It is simple. That doesn't make it easy, but it is simple. Piece of cake or piece of pie, depending on what your preference is. You learn to meditate. You learn to master meditation. So just real quick to go over the 4 steps. Become aware. That's number 1. Become awareness. You are awareness itself. Become aware of your own awareness. We're learning, really, if you know anything about meditation, if you don't, look it up. It's a subject for another time, but we're learning about samadhi, going into samadhi, bliss, quiet, calm, the present moment. So you become awareness. Number 1, become aware, right? Number 2, learn to focus on a flower, a candle flame, a yantra. The music will play. A mantra. Learn to focus to the exclusion of all else. That means that when you are focusing on a mantra, a yantra, whatever it is, your mind will begin to wander. It will wander. Bring it back. Bring it back. It's very simple. It's okay. Don't judge yourself. Don't berate yourself for your mind wandering. No, you're learning. You're learning. As in golf. How can I denigrate and be mad at myself when I'm learning? And by the way, I will always be learning, especially when it comes to golf, but in all things. Always be a constant beginner. I love being a constant beginner. It's really fun. There are always things to learn. All right, so number 2, you learn to focus. to the exclusion of all else. Number 3, we learn to control our thinking. We learn to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Very simple. And number 4, we stop thought. We learn to stop thought. We learn to focus on the time between our thoughts. And eventually to stop thought for seconds, minutes, many minutes, hours. And you'll learn more about samadhi. During this process, you'll learn about bliss. You'll learn about happiness as you learn how to be present in this moment, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, but being in this moment. Becoming the version of yourself that you want to become. For those of you who may be new to the practice of meditation, every day we get up, we wake up, we take a shower, we at least wash our hands and face, and we present our highest, happiest self to our practice, to our meditation practice. We sit for 15 minutes, back straight, tummy's empty, wide awake. If you need to wake up, have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or do some yoga, some exercises, some stretching, get your body up and moving. I love, there are many online, there are many opportunities from ancient Chinese wisdom that help in waking the body up. Lovely things that you can do just with your mind, just with your hands. You know, there are lots and lots of things that we are taught to do that really do present a more energetic you, okay? So sit wide awake in your meditation practice. We begin with 15 minutes. And we follow these practices to become more and more expertise. We acquire more expertise in our meditation practice. Okay? So then we sit for 15 minutes. And at the end of our meditation, we bow. Forehead to the ground. We bow in gratitude, offering up our meditation to the universe in complete and total gratitude for all that is, all that you are, all that we have in this planet, on this earth. We become grateful, more and more grateful. Gratitude is the very highest of human emotions. So being grateful will automatically raise your vibration, taking you to a much higher consciousness. And then you'll go throughout your day. Now, maybe not in the first time you meditate or the second, but within a few days, if not a few weeks, you will begin to see the world in a new way, in a much happier way, in a much more sparkly way. When we meditate together, in person especially, you experience what it is that I'm talking about. This happiness, this sparkly way of seeing the world. It's a nice way to live. All right, I'm going to take myself off camera as we prepare to meditate. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and hold for the count of 3 at the top. Focus your attention on your eyes, the muscles around your eyes, and relax the muscles around your eyes. As you do, your jaw muscles, your facial muscles will also begin to relax. If you have any tension whatsoever in your scalp, relax your scalp. Relax your neck, your throat. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your upper arms. your lower arms. Relax your hands and your fingers. As we move to relax every part of the body, you may feel a tingling sensation. If you're sensitive enough, this is the energy, you're feeling your own energy running through your body. You can feel it pulsating in your hands. It's the easiest place to feel it. As you begin to relax, relax your shoulders, relax your back on either side of your spinal column. Relax your upper back, your middle back, your lower back. Relax your abdomen. Release all of the muscles in your abdomen. Relax your hips. Relax your upper legs, your lower legs. Relax your feet and your toes. Relax, relax, relax. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly. As you exhale, mentally picture all tiredness, tension, and fatigue leaving you. Then turn your attention to the crown of your head. Visualize that a wave of golden light is entering into you at the top of your head and passing throughout your entire body. Imagine this golden light passing from the crown of your head through your neck, shoulders, arms, chest, stomach, lower back, and down your legs to your feet. As you imagine the golden light passing throughout your body, feel yourself relaxing. Picture another wave of golden light entering through the crown of your head and visualize it passing through your entire body and then leaving through the soles of your feet. Feel that wave after wave of golden light is passing through you in this way. Each wave of golden light that passes through your body removes more of your tension, quiets your mind, and helps you to enter farther and deeper into a state of meditation. Picture that the waves of golden light have now become a solid river of golden light that is constantly passing through you. Picture this golden light expanding beyond your body and filling up the entire room. Then visualize the golden light expanding beyond the earth, beyond the sky, and into the infinite. Feel that the golden light is constantly passing through you and washing all of your tensions, problems, and worries beyond you, beyond the earth, beyond the sky, and into the infinite. Continue visualizing the golden stream of light passing through you into the first few moments of our meditation music. And then let go. Let go and let eternity do with you what it will. Now, let's meditate. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with us today, for meditating together to have more of an impact on our planet, for more world peace, more world compassion, and more love to blanket our world. This is what happens when you meditate. Every time that you meditate, you lift the consciousness of our world. So thank you. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. As far as I know, we'll be here again next week. And thank you again. Namaste. The light in me sees, honors, and so loves the light in you. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.